on CT 97.3 FM and live on the internet on ctfmonline.com. My name is Bernard Avle and I welcome you to the next 50 minutes of exciting business discourse. As you would know, CTFM is celebrating Management Development Month. Every morning between 9 and 10, we discuss one aspect of management or the other. This afternoon, we're taking a breather from mainstream management and entering business communication. But we're looking at business communication through different eyes. Business communication traditionally encompasses a huge body of knowledge, including marketing, branding, customer relations, consumer behavior, advertising, public relations, media relations, corporate communication, research and measurement, etc. But my guest this afternoon would summarize all that into something simple and yet very effective. He talks of accelerated people development, and he will be telling us more about that. My guest's name is Don Smith. Don Smith is the director of MindStyle. It's a UK-based company that focuses on effective communication. He's also a motivational speaker. We wouldn't be short of words this afternoon, I can assure you of that. My name is Bernard Avle. Once again, this program is produced today, as always, by Efia Ankuma. Call her my right-hand woman, and I'm here with Chris Na. If you have a comment, text 1507 Ariba or 3015 One Touch. New ways of thinking about business communication with Don Smith on 6th June 2006. Welcome, Don. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bernard.
I'm used to saying good morning because I'm on the air in the mornings all the time. So pardon me if I address you as though we're in the morning. What maybe let me come from what is familiar with everybody else. What do we mean by business communication?
Business communication, Bernard, well, it covers all those words in that list you said earlier. But at the end of the day, business communication is how organizations get their message across to their market, their shareholders, their public and their staff. So that could take the form of mobile phones, text, fax, all those things. But at the end of the day, business communication is really about the response the organization, the enterprise gets back from the market. How important is business communication to business success? It's vital, and it gets more and more vital as communications speed up with global. Anything that happens in Ghana, in Accra, can be broadcast around the world on the internet, as we're doing right now. So communication is happening all the time, and if it's not in control, it takes over your message. And once you lose control of your message to the market, you can lose your business very, very quickly. It doesn't appear to me as though Ghanaian businesses recognize the importance of business communication. For example, if you look at the directors they have an HR manager, and they have a manager for operations, and they have a manager for finance, and then they have a marketing manager, who are all even executive directors. Usually the communications manager, or sometimes they call them the corporate affairs manager or the PR manager, isn't really up there. It's not much value is placed on him. I can't ask you why, but maybe your comments on that. Have you what? Well, if we go back historically, we look. There was a time when the telecommunications or the IT manager or the telephone manager was not that important to an organization. Now you move forward where we've got mobile phones, internet, so the communications manager, the ICT manager, information, communication, technology manager, is now on the board. That person wasn't on the board a long time ago. Now we move into the idea era where we are now, where really organizations are selling ideas, they're marketing brands, because the supermarkets are doing life insurance. The life insurance salesman can do surfboarding. You can book your holiday on the internet. So as businesses overlap in their delivery, the ability to communicate to your organizations becomes paramount. So your brand, your PR message now moves up the food chain in terms of organization. So operations managers move down because organizations are changing their operations all the time. It means your staff become disgruntled, they don't know what's going on, there's confusion, what's happening next week, what happened last week, who knows what's going on. Who's the guy or the girl who's going to step in to make that work for the organization? Brilliant. So can you tell me what MindStyle does? Well, MindStyle is the opposite of mindset, and we work with organizations to help them find the pain, the problem, the issues. Because a lot of people start off with a product. If they're selling pineapples, they say, we've got the best pineapples, we've got the best this, we're the best, we're the fastest, the biggest, the strongest. And yet there's no real guarantee that's what the market wants. Because what people really want are solutions. There's a very old management saying, which is nobody wants a drill. Nobody actually wants a drill bit. What they actually want is the hole.
True.
So people are going out selling drills and drill bits, and that's not what people want. They want a hole. And so if you focus on what the customer, the client, the end user wants, you start becoming creative. And that's what Ghana, Africa, the new emerging economies they have brand new ideas. They've been used to solving problems with the minimum of resources. That makes them creative. So if you start finding out what the problems are, you can apply creativity to it, and now you're starting to get new products. New products can be delivered cheaper, faster, and more efficiently than ever before in the history of commerce. That means your barrier to getting into a market, getting into an organization, or getting into a line of business is much lower than it's ever been. You've done technological leapfrogging. There are mobile phones in the streets of Accra. There are internet, there's communication, there's all this stuff there. But so what? At the end of the day, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do? You need ideas, and ideas need to be applied to problems. So Mindstar is about helping people find pain and find problems and find issues.
That sounds interesting to me, that an organization should be focused at finding or identifying or looking for pain and problems. Now, why should that be the core preoccupation of an organization? Assume I'm into producing mobile phones. I'm thinking of how to sell my mobile phones to make money. Why should I'm thinking that the problem or the pain of my consumer should be an afterthought, so that after I've sold as many mobile phones as I want, I can start asking, so what didn't you like about my mobile phone anyway? And then I'll try to solve them. Yet you're suggesting that even before I sell the mobile phone, I should start looking for pain. Is that my business?
Oh, let's think about, I'll give you the most fantastic success stories in mobile phones. It's called text messaging. Text messaging costs the organization, costs the mobile phone company very, very little. It's in the overhead of bandwidth. It's something just sitting there that was doing nothing for a long time. Then all of a sudden, young people who couldn't afford tons and tons of minutes started using text messages. They were texting this, texting that. A text phenomenon started. And now the bundles, before text was never mentioned. It was never a separate service. But the market demanded it. Young people demanded it because they were texting. And all of a sudden you've got text this, text that. I don't know. So what if the organizations that spotted that first, that were earlier into market, they started having what they call text bundles, 50 texts for, I don't know, 50,000 cedis, whatever. But they started building up the package that fit the problem the young people had, because they didn't have a problem with their thumbs. I know you've seen I'm quite old, so when I say young person, I might be insulting you, Bernard. I don't mean to, but you most probably can text with your thumb faster than I could. I don't need. Do you know text speak? BK for back and all this, the language.
Oh, absolutely, short form, yeah.
Short form. So they've created a whole language. They use the technology in a way that was never anticipated. Now, if as an organization you react to that, you give your competitor a chance to get there first. But if you'd have asked the young people, what do you want in your mobile phone package, they would have told you, we want lots of text because we do texting. We don't do long chats on the phone. We just text and we've got all our friends there, and it creates a new product. So texting, great value for the company because it doesn't cost them anything, great demand from the users, and that's the kind of thinking that Mindstar helps companies come up with.